This book summary was created by Giggle, Great Ideas, Great Life. Here you can read as well as listen to the book summaries. My name is Pratibha and I am a Giggler. So, let's start with the summary of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by StephenR.Coey. Introduction. What is a highly effective person? A highly effective person is someone who has a good character. He is someone who has strong values. Have you experienced being in a conflict with a relative or a workmate? Before trying to change others, you must start with yourself. Do you think you have qualities that you can improve? A highly effective person is also someone who has good relationship with other people. He maintains harmony with his family, relative, friends, neighbors, and workmates. This good relationship can last for a long time. By reading this book, you will learn how to be highly effective. Whatever your job is, you will learn from this book. If you are a parent, you can learn something to have a better relationship with your child. If you are a boss, you can learn a few tips on how to be a better leader. When you have a good character, people would want to be near you. This is what it makes The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People an international bestseller. This book focuses on improving character. Most books out there will tell you how to win friends or how to make people follow. But 7 Habits focuses on the individual first. If you have a good personality, that will make you an effective person, but only for a short time. People will soon realize that you have a motive behind your actions. But if you have a good character, that will last a lifetime. You can influence the people around you without noticing it. Remember that you must start from inside out. You must start with yourself first. Are you ready to make the change? Are you ready to become a highly effective person today? If yes, then let's start. Habit number 1. Be proactive. What does it mean to be proactive? The psychologist Viktor Frankl said that we cannot control what is happening around us, but we can control how we respond on them. To be proactive means not being affected by the opinion or behavior of other people. When people say hurtful things, it is often that there is nothing wrong with you. It just shows that there is something wrong with them. The negative things they say to you reflect their negative view of the world. To be proactive also means to be affected by the bad situations. The weather or the traffic may be bad, but still a proactive person is not affected. He may experience poverty or hardship, but still he can be happy. A proactive person does not complain, but instead keep on working. The opposite of being proactive is being reactive. People who are reactive are easily affected by their environment. If bad things happen to them, they become negative as well. There was one time when the author StephenR.Coey was giving a lecture in Sacramento. Suddenly, as he was speaking, a woman stood up from the crowd. She got excited and began talking. When the woman noticed people staring at her, she sat back down. After his lecture, StephenR.Coey approached the woman. He learned that the woman is actually a nurse. She is attending full-time for a difficult patient. Her patient always shouts at her. To the patient, everything she does is wrong. The patient never has said thank you to her. As a result, the woman felt miserable. She is not happy with her job. The subject of StephenR.Coey's lecture then was proactivity. Covey explained that if you are proactive, nothing can hurt you. No one can hurt you unless you let them to. The woman became excited because she realized that she can choose her response. She told Covey, "I had chosen to be miserable. I also realized that I could choose not to be miserable. At that moment, I stood up. No longer am I going to be controlled by the treatment of some person." Habit 2. Begin with the end in the mind. What do you want most in life? To begin with the end in mind means that all your action must be in line with your purpose. You must know your destination so that each step you take will be towards it. We are often caught up in many problems and concerns every day. The challenges of life make us forget what truly matters. For example, you need to provide your children, but as you work hard and make a living, you forget to spend time with them. You forget that more than the materialistic things, they need your love and support. If you truly love your children, show it to them each day. The way you speak and act towards them must reflect your love. The same goes with your parents and other people who mean so much to you. Begin with the end in the mind means knowing what is really valuable to you. It can be your loved ones. It can also be the principle that you believe in. If you are busy doing something that is not according to you, your principle, then you are being ineffective as a person. Imagine you are building a house. Before getting the tools, what you must do first is to plan everything. If you have kids, every space in the house must be child-friendly. If you love to cook, you might want to upgrade the kitchen. Your blueprint must be clear before you make any move. If your house is not planned well, it will not be constructed properly. In the end, you will only spend more money doing repairs. Everything in life needs planning. It is how you begin with the end in the mind. Think of what you will do first. Make sure that it fits with you and your values. Do you value honesty? Do you value respect? Begin your day by remembering them. Hold your values firmly so that whatever challenges you face, all your actions will be according to those values. Habit 3. Put first thing first. Put first thing first is not only about time management. It is about self-management. As humans, we are self-aware. That makes us superior to all living things. We have the ability to evaluate ourselves, to know what we are doing wrong so we can change it. When we have many things to do, the best move is to set priorities. Some people have planners to help them remember. Others have to-do lists and boards to remind them. But still, there are times when we are not able to accomplish our priority tasks. When you fail to meet your priorities, the problem is not lack of self-discipline. The true reason is that you did not put that priority in your heart and mind. What makes it your top priority? Why is it important to you? Think about it. This will motivate you more. The challenge is not to manage time, but to manage yourself. Put first thing first means following your priorities. It also means learning to say no. If you have many things to do, learn to say no to tasks that are not part of your priority. For example, Sandra was asked to be a chairman of a community project. She's already committed to more important tasks. However, she felt pressure and said yes. Sandra called her neighbor Connie to ask if she would also want to join the project. Connie listened as Sandra talked. But she said, "Sandra, that sounds like a wonderful project. For a number of reasons, I won't be participating myself. But I want you to know how much I appreciate your invitation." Afterwards, Sandra thought that she should have done what Connie did. She should have politely said no when she was asked to be the chairman. The project is good for the community, but Connie knows her top priority. She has more important tasks to do. And so, she had the courage to politely say no. If you plant that priority in your mind and heart, it is easier for you to say no to other things. It will also be easier for you to accomplish. More than self-discipline, you must have that willpower to put first thing first. Habit 4. Think win-win. Win-win is a situation that benefits you and also the person you are interacting with. In any issue you have with your family or workmate, you must settle for a solution that is good for everyone. Win-win is the best solution. If somebody wins and other loses, that will not foster a good and lasting relationship. Imagine that you have a disagreement with your colleague. What you must do is to talk about the problem. Find a solution that is good for both of you. Do not let your colleague win over you. Do not make your colleague lose either. It must be balanced. Both of you must win. In this way, you and your colleague will have cooperation. You can work as a team. That is more effective than competing with each other. Now imagine that you are the boss. If you have a disagreement with one of your employees, it is logical that your employees would just let you win. Of course, he wants to keep his job. And as boss, you will win the argument. But in the long run, you will lose. This is because your employee will not be motivated. He will not be productive. It would be better to compromise, even if you are the boss. It will be better not to use your position. You can get more out of your employee if they are happy. If you settle for a win-win situation, your employees will be more effective. It will be good for your company. Plus, you do not need to hire and train once again. Win-win does not only apply in the workplace. It is applicable to all kinds of relationships. Whether you have a disagreement with your partner, your children, your friend, or your neighbor, it is better to think win-win. You will find that there will be more love and trust in your relationships. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. When was the last time someone shared to you their problems? Did you listen them carefully? Did you understand what they feel before giving advice? Seek first to understand, then to be understood is about good communication. We communicate through writing, reading, speaking, and listening. As children, we spend years on learning how to write, read, and speak. But there is no equal training for good listening. The best way to communicate with others is to first listen to what they are saying. Good listening is when you put yourself in that person's situation. You see the problem the way that person does. You do not listen so that you have something to reply to that person. You listen so that you will understand how that person feels. You listen so that you can give good advice and truly help that person. Once, there was a man who went to an optometrist. He was having trouble in his vision. The man told the optometrist that he cannot see clearly. What the optometrist did was to give the man his own glasses. The optometrist said, "Put this on. I have worn this pair of glasses for 10 years now, and they've really helped me. I have an extra pair at home. You can wear these." The man wore the glasses, but they only made his vision worse. "They worked great for me. Try harder," the optometrist told him. So the man tried, but still the optometrist's glasses don't work for him. The man still cannot see things clearly. The optometrist told him to just think positively. The man replied, "Okay, I positively can't see a thing." It made the optometrist upset. After all, he's just trying to help the man. The optometrist thought that the man is being ungrateful. Sometimes we are like the optometrist. We just say, "I have been there," or "take my advice." But we do not try to understand how the person really feels. The result is that the person would not trust us anymore, or he or she would not come to us to share their problems. If you truly want to help a person, you must seek to understand them first. By doing so, you will gain their trust. They will find that you have no motives behind your action. They would also begin to understand you. Habit 6. Synergize. Synergy means the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. If one person helps another, they will accomplish many things. If the members of a team cooperate with each other, they will deliver amazing results. When there is a calamity like fire, typhoon, or earthquake, people synergize. They break down their walls to help those in need. The calamity makes them forget their differences. People cooperate at once to survive. Synergy also means cooperation or collaboration. It also means working together or combined effort. Any group would benefit so much if there is a synergy. The problem is, synergy does not happen every day. People find it hard to set aside their differences. Each one of us has different point of view, a different way of thinking. We do not see the world as it is. We see the world based on our own interpretation. We must recognize that our views of the world is limited. We need the knowledge and experience of other people. It is like an optical illusion. I may see a young lady, but you may see an old woman. We interpret the image differently, but both of us are right. There is no use for us to argue. To synergize, we must understand each other's point of view. In this way, we will see the bigger picture. Synergy is about cooperation. It is about appreciating our differences. Do not insist that you are right and the other person is wrong. Try to see things in that person's perspective. It will increase your knowledge. That is a better alternative than arguing. When you appreciate the views of other people, you can work with them. You can cooperate with them, and together you can create so much more. Habit number 7. Sharpen the saw. To sharpen the saw means to sharpen your biggest asset, and that is your own self. You must renew yourself regularly. You must do it in all the aspects of your life, meaning physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and emotionally. You can renew yourself physically by doing regular exercises. You do not have to go to the gym or buy expensive equipment. You can do simple exercises at home. You can also run, jog, or rapid walk every morning. If you do not have any form of exercise, you can start slow. Day by day, you will feel your body improve. The spirit needs to be renewed as well. There are times when you feel burnt out. We feel tired from the challenge of every day. What we must do is to get inspiration. You may find inspiration by praying, listening to music, reading a book, or being with nature. It depends on you, on what makes your spirit feel renewed. It is also important to take a break, to give yourself some time for reflection. When we were young, our mind always gets its own exercise. But when we finish school, we rarely need a book anymore or learn something new. But learning must not stop at school. We can still choose to educate ourselves. Try to learn new things other than the normal tasks you do at work. Challenge yourself to finish at least one book per month. Our social and emotional aspects are closely related to each other. This is because we derive our emotions from our social interactions. Every day you have the opportunity to improve your relationships with the other people. Earn thy neighbor's love. You can live a long and happy life if you are kind to others. Imagine that you are taking a walk in the woods. You passed by a man swinging down a small tree. You notice that the man is very exhausted. You also ask him how long he has been doing it. The man answered, "Over 5 hours, and I bet this is a hard work." You suggest to the man that maybe he can take a few minutes break. Maybe he should try to sharpen the saw. I'm sure it would go a lot faster, you added. But the man declined. He told you that he's very busy sewing. He does not have time. In order to cut effectively, you must sharpen the saw. Likewise, in order to become a more effective person, you must take time to renew yourself. You already possess the tool you need in life. They are your body, spirit, mind, and soul. Like a saw, you must remember to sharpen them. Conclusion. You learned the 7 habits of highly effective people. Habit 1 is be proactive. Habit 2 is begin with the end in the mind. Habit 3 is put first things first. Habit 4 is think win-win. Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 6 is synergize. Lastly, habit 7 is sharpen the saw. Habit 1, 2 and 3 will help you improve your character. Habit 4, 5 and 6 will help you improve your relationship with other people. Lastly, habit 7 will help you to keep these good qualities for life. Now you must try to apply what you have learned every day. Whenever you are in a bad situation, choose to be proactive. Whenever you are in a conflict with anyone, choose the win-win situation. If you do something repeatedly, it is only then that it will become a habit. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So I hope you liked the summary as well as our efforts behind it. And if you feel that we were able to create valuable content for you, you can show your love by giving a review in Google Play. Jai Hind!